You quit drinking, so why? Why do you feel depressed? Even more so than when you were boozing. Because this is a part that nobody warns you about. At first, sobriety, alcohol-free, however you want to call it feels fucking brilliant. You get a clearer head, better sleep, better relationships, more energy, more time with the kids, less shame, less chaos, more calm. And you think, do you know what? This is it. I've cracked it. I don't even need booze anymore. Then that buzz, that initial buzz of sobriety, alcohol-free, it drops. Your mood drops. And then your head gets noisy. And if, like me, you've got a fucking ADHD brain, that is getting noisier and noisier. And life just feels, it just feels flat again. And this is where people get caught out. Because in my experience, what happens is they begin to put the wrong meaning to it. Because they're feeling like flat. Maybe they think, maybe sobriety isn't working anymore. Maybe alcohol wasn't the actual problem. And maybe, do you know what? I was better off drinking. And that's the trap. And you're not broken. You've just come off the pink cloud. They call it the pink cloud effect in early sobriety. It's the early high you get of quitting. And that's that dopamine you've got back. And it's leveled out. You feel better. You feel great. You feel fucking unstoppable. So you think you're healed, but you're not. You're relieved. That is the difference. And pardon the euphemism or the pun or whatever you want to call it. You stop pouring petrol on the fire, because alcohol is ethanol and it starts fires in more ways than one, right? Of course things feels calmer now you stop pouring poison into your body, but calm is not the same as cured, because once that relief wears off, you face the real shit. The stuff that booze was covering up. For me, it was stress, boredom. It was the anxiety and the anger around my divorce. But for you, it could be loneliness. It could be restlessness, emptiness, the lack of direction. And you're not just going to automatically find that now alcohol's gone. Alcohol didn't create all of that. It just helped you. It did help you avoid it, though. So for me, it helped me. It's help with the loneliness, the emptiness. So when you take booze away, life can actually feel worse before it feels better. Not because sobriety or alcohol-free failed you, because the anesthetic, the stuff you're using to numb, to drown out the sound, the noise in your head, the anesthetic starts wearing off. But now you can feel it. And this is where loads of people relapse and go back, not because they want the chaos again, not because they want the anxiety, not because they want the induced anxiety, because they don't understand actually what's going on and what's happening. They think the low mood means they need to drink, but it doesn't. It actually means recovery is just started. Because anyone, let's be honest, anyone can stay off it for a week or two, especially when you're running on relief. But the real test happens when life feels a bit boring or a bit meh, a bit flat, work's in the way, stressful, shit gets a bit heavy, or just when you don't feel inspired anymore. Sobriety isn't all unicorns and rainbows and fluffy clouds. It's dealing with shit that you haven't dealt with before and stuff that keeps cropping back up and up. But when you're not getting that gold star just for quitting, you're not. And when it's just you and your own mind without your usual escape route, that's when people start negotiating, making rules again with the booze. Maybe one won't hurt. Maybe because I've had this bout of sobriety, maybe I'm different now. Maybe I was overacting. Do you know what? Maybe I can control this highly addictive poison substance now. No, you can't. That's your brain trying to drag you back into what's familiar, what's easy. And familiar is dangerous when familiar is ruining your life. None of that is clarity, is it? You haven't got clarity over everything. You're just going back to the familiarity. I think it's something like familiarity breeds content. It's not. Growth is where the real shit happens, right? So what do you do? What do you do when this pink cloud effect disappears? 3 things. Here's 3 things. So we stop using feelings as your compass, because in early sobriety, your feelings are all over the place. And like, one bad day does not mean you're failing. It just means you're having a bad day. Like, that's it. Like, routine is so important. You know, have a morning routine, have an evening routine, use it and wake up properly. And in this train, movement is key. Like, your physiology is so important when in sobriety, in life. I had a coaching call the other day and I said, how I've been feeling recently, I've let my mood dictate my movement. Whereas movement should dictate your mood. So if you're feeling low, move. Because after you've moved, I'll challenge you now, pause this, go and dance around in the kitchen and tell me your mood hasn't improved. Like, wake up properly, train, eat well. Your gut health is so important. Eat like you respect yourself. Because I know when I was drinking, I wasn't respecting myself. I was fucking destroying myself. And I wasn't respecting my body. Like, get outside, like the fresh air. Protect your evenings. Get to bed on time. Sleep is important. Why do you think when you're going through like torture that they don't allow you to sleep? Like, some of that may sound boring, but do the boring stuff, because the boring stuff keeps you steady. When your head starts chatting shit, stop expecting sobriety to entertain you. Like, this catches a lot of people out. They think if sobriety is right, it should feel good all the time. Wrong. Sobriety is not a buzz. It's real life, but without numbing yourself. Some days feel strong. Some days feel flat. You know, I'm 5 years sober now. Not every day, as I said to you before, I wake up and I open the curtains and the fucking sun's shining and there's rainbows and butterflies and unicorns and shit. Some days feel like a grind. Some days feel flat. But alcohol will not make that better. Or it will for the 15 minutes. But if I have one, I have 21 and I'm on the phone to an Albanian straight away. But it means you're learning to live without escaping every uncomfortable feeling. And that takes time, and sometimes that doesn't feel easier. But get support, get some help, get the right network around you before your mind starts romanticizing the booze and the good nights and the fade effect bias, which means you'll only remember the good times. You'll never remember the nights you're chasing, the nights you ended up in your mate's kitchen at 5 o'clock talking about shit that never happened. Because your brain is selective. It remembers that buzz. It forgets the panic, the shame, the rouse, the wasted weekends, the binging, the anxiety, the regret, the low mood, the self-hatred. For me, the moment I told my mum I didn't want to be here, I was a burden. That's why doing this alone is risky. Because when you're in your own head, and when your own head starts selling you the fantasy, you need something to pull you back. So if you quit drinking now, and now you feel flat, low, angry, bored, or more depressed than you expected, it doesn't mean that sobriety isn't working. Make it mean that pink cloud effect is gone. And now it's starting to build something real, like structure, support, emotional control, like self-respect. When was the last time you had respect for yourself when you were on the gear or on the sesh every weekend? Because the goal is not just to stop drinking, and especially not to stop drinking just when you feel motivated to. The goal is to become the man who doesn't run back to booze when life gets hard. Because anyone can feel strong when life's great. The shift happens when life feels flat, frustrating, boring, or painful, and then you still don't run. That is the work. And that's where the wins are. If this is where you're at right now, drop me the word free and I'll send over to you my 5-day free hangover series.